Just to reflect on Tuesday night's win, a really good result, and perhaps no surprise that one man stole the headlines, Jamie Vardy. Obviously, he has a huge impact as a player, but I just wonder what sort of psychological impact he gives the rest of the group when he's returned and when he's fit and available to play.
Well, he's a huge influence. I think that his cameo that he gave in the game was everything that he has shown over many years. You know, he's one of the Premier League's great strikers. And of course, when you have that in your team, then of course it makes you a better team. Everything he's, you know, if you watch his movement for the first goal, you know, his anticipation that Kasper's going to get there, so he sprints to be onside. So when the ball's played, he can get the second ball, and then he sets up James, who has a brilliant finish, and then just his awareness in the box for the cross. To be in the right place, and so yeah, when you get Jamie Vardy in your team, it's you know you clearly you're in a much better moment in terms of your confidence and what he brings the team in terms of that leadership quality as well. So yeah, his cameo was great. He came in and affected the game, which is what we wanted, and yeah, and it just continues a much better level of performance from us as a team. Because I think the game we showed what we've probably done for a couple of years and not so much consistently this year. We showed that we were defensively strong, first and foremost. You know, we were aggressive in the game, pressed the game well, and then played our football, created opportunities and got 2 wonderful goals. So he, along with the team, it was really a collective effort, and you know, we were really pleased with that.
How different a Leeds United are you expecting this weekend from perhaps the one we've seen in recent weeks?
Yeah, I think it will be different. I think I would want to mention Marcelo before I talk anything more about Leeds, because I think it's a big loss to the Premier League with Bielsa not being there. As much for the human qualities that he showed in his time here, I'm sure it's a huge loss for Leeds as not only a club but in a city. I think when everyone was going through a pandemic, he looked like what he was, a real father figure, and so the aftermath of him going, I'm sure, won't be easy for a number of weeks, because, like I said, he was admired there by many, and of course myself, probably along with other managers. I was lucky enough to spend some time with him whilst he was here, and I'll always be very privileged to have done that. Because in the modern game, where the game is a circus now, at this level, he brought a lot of what would be old school values to the game, and the joy from watching him operate and not be taken in by everything that goes around the modern game of football. And just, for me, watching his team and watching him, it was just a sense of what football used to be like. Just enjoyment, fun, and always with a respect and a humility. So for me, he will be a loss, and but for Leeds, they will go again. Jesse will come in, he'll get a new experience here in the Premier League. He's taken over a great group of players, you know, players that will very honest and have been very good in these last couple of seasons in the Premier League. And he'll want to give them a lift and challenge to stay in the Premier League. So yeah, Jesse's style will be more zonal. I think he was an outlier in a lot of what he did, Marcelo, in terms of his man-to-man marking. There's not too many teams around the world will do that, but when they were at their best, that was very difficult to play against. I think they'll go more zonal now in their game, and more traditional in terms of pressing and whatnot.
That was my final question, actually, that Leeds under Bielsa were so unique. What do you do to prepare yourself for a Jesse March lead? Has it been a case in the last few days of watching Leipzig and Salzburg over the last couple of seasons?
Yeah, but you tend to, when it's a new manager coming in, try to look at their previous in terms of clubs, and obviously when I was at Celtic, we played against Salzburg and Leipzig in my time there, so we understand the model of how they will want to work. So, but more traditional in terms of pressing and the modern game, which is based around that and counter pressing. So I'd expect that style of football.